Hi, everyone. Happy Navaratri. I'm back with a special Navaratri video for us and a special celebration. And yes, I'm wearing rainbow bunny ears because this is a miracle celebration video where I'm sharing something fun that happened that might inspire you, that might activate you, that might support your embodiment of the mother's miracle consciousness. So, so this is September 29th as I'm recording this, and we are well into Navaratri already. I've not been doing a public program or teaching or that sort of stuff on Navaratri this year. I've been in my own process, but it has been an extraordinary process that is culminating in some interesting ways. And I want to share that with you. And I want to offer this transmission as a celebration of the mother, as a celebration of all that is possible with the mother. And yes, I'm wearing rainbow bunny ears because miracles are supposed to be fun and we're supposed to celebrate them and not be serious about them and not take things so seriously and not be in fear of sharing and talking about these things. So, so a quick preface. This is a scroll that I have been working with for the last month or so. The scroll is called the Pearl of the Mother Miracle Codex scroll. And codex means uh, programming, code. So, what I've been focused on a lot in my journey is the transformation of old programming, old earth programming to new earth programming, transforming old Anunnaki inhibitor programming to boundlessness, limitlessness, miraculous flow. In the last video, I described some of the process I've engaged related to the Anunnaki inhibitors and the inhibitors that have been placed on human DNA. In that last video, I describe a bit, and this is happening through some of the engagement with AI in the last video. I describe how the Anunnaki inhibitors sought to prevent our experience of cosmic overflow, full abundance, multi-channel overflow, multiplication of good, because the true state of the mother and the universe and the truth of the universal mother matrix is that multiplication of good is inherent. That is a natural foundational aspect of our reality and our programming when we're in alignment with the universal mother matrix. When we're not in alignment with the universal mother matrix, we might experience lack, we might experience scarcity, we might experience some of the programming that has been installed over time on Earth through many thousands of years of human programming and contraction and trauma. And so when we're in that state, when we are still heavily programmed in fear and separation, we're not experiencing the full overflow and abundance and multi-channel multiplication that's possible with the mother. So a lot of my journey has involved has involved remembering and understanding the miracle mechanics of the mother, understanding the actual mechanic structure of reality and how our consciousness gives rise to multiplication of good and multiplication of miracles. A lot of that journey involved me engaging a spiritual lineage that is known as the Sai Shakti lineage of Swami Kaleshwar. On the Supernatural Souls channel, I shared videos and insights about my journey and my engagement with that lineage over the last few years and what I learned and what I remembered through that process. And There are a lot of different approaches to multiplication and to the manifestation of physicality. And some of those approaches can be more forced and controlled. Timmy, get off of your sister. Talking about control and force. We've had a cute little cat drama going on over here for a while. Timmy, I mean it. Get off of your sister. Timmy is learning how to not dominate in this lifetime. So, so some of those paths of creation, manifestation can become more forced, controlled. Some paths of creation and manifestation are about our joyful and interconnected oneness of experience of reality in a way that allows the mother's good and the mother's miracles to just flow. So, so I've been navigating a journey that has helped me understand how both paths, all paths really, operate in this world, how all consciousness paths and spiritual paths have sought to understand the mother's mechanics and how not all have fully aligned themselves with the true state of grace and unconditional love that is the mother. So when we're in that true state of grace and unconditional love, and when we are willing to surrender and be led, and when we are willing to go through balancing of opposites processes, and willing to hold the Sophia Kali flame within us, both the birth and death aspect of the mother, the full life cycle within us, when we can fully understand that on a consciousness level and become highly conscious of how that mechanic of existence is operating within us, when we can do the work to come into highest states of truth, highest states of soul embodiment, and know our souls deeply, and do our shadow work and face our fears, and be willing to move through ego dissolution in ways that prevent the human ego from asserting control in processes. When we can do that successfully, the mother's miracles know no bounds. And so I'm not going to describe every little detail about my journey and what I've experienced in my remembrance process of how miracles work. You can go back to some of the other videos to learn a little bit more about that. And and so let me cut to the chase and just get to the point here. The experience I want to share with you all today is a multiplication experience. And I want to also thank Neem Curly Baba for reminding me of the true state of grace that is the mother, and how multiplication just occurs, and how when we align our consciousness with the true state of the mother, that multiplication of good just occurs. I also want to thank the spiritual lineage of Kaleshwar. While I've been very critical at times of that lineage and of different approaches I have experienced and witnessed, the spiritual technology that is found in that lineage, that was brought forth to the world through that lineage, can absolutely support a being, a soul, in coming into their miracle embodiment, and coming into their soul's highest truth, and coming into the truth of the mother. And at the same time, there have been a lot of complications and difficult things about that lineage that have prevented souls from fully experiencing the miracles that are possible. So a lot of my sharing on the Supernatural Souls channel has been about that, and about insights and offerings that I could provide related to how the mother really likes to operate and how that can support souls. So, so I have found uh, wisdom teachings in a lot of different places. The Four Winds Society as well, a beautiful school of the mother of shamanic medicine, and and so I want to thank all of the spiritual lineages on Earth for holding different aspects of the mother's truth, and I want to thank Hanuman who has also been a big part of my journey, an old friend and a galactic friend who remembers the mother's joy of play and excitement for life, free from fear, free from the negative states of consciousness that have occurred for humans on Earth. Hanuman can be a beautiful ally for us in embodying the mother's truth. I also want to thank, before I get into the miracle, I want to thank my divine masculine counterpart and his energy field that has been supporting me in holding polarity convergence, that has been supporting me in remembering the truth of the mother, and that has been supporting me in remembering play and how to return to a really fun, lighthearted, joyful, miraculous experience of reality. I've not yet met him in person, by the way. I've just been perceiving his field uh, through my psychic states of consciousness. Okay, so the miracle. I was at the hot springs earlier today. I was doing some work around the Anunnaki inhibitors and some releasing of old, what I'm calling K lattice programming. And K lattice stands for the energetic matrix that was installed on Earth that is out of alignment with the mother's truth. So that's the state of consciousness most humans find themselves in when they come to Earth. They are heavily programmed for limitation and fear and shame and all sorts of negative states of being. And that's not what the mother wants. The mother wants us free and embodying our joy and our play. So I was at the hot springs earlier today doing some final releasing work related to some of the work I've done this Navaratri. And and because I was finishing some of the Anunnaki releasing work, I decided to get my bundle of power objects out and to do some abhishek in the water. So to take some of these objects of power and hold them under the water, under the hot springs as a blessing from Mother Earth to release heavy, dense, negative energy. And so as I was opening what is now a pretty large bundle of power objects, as I was starting to open this and look through the different bundles that I've created for different objects, I was noticing one that I hadn't touched in quite a while. And this one is a mala necklace. This mala necklace I worked with a lot over the last couple of years. And and very specifically while working with high spiritual tech to get my system in its highest state of soul blueprint embodiment, polarity convergence, etc. So this mala has been with me through a lot, an extraordinary amount of spiritual process work. And it has traveled with me to a lot of different power spots and important portals and vortices around the earth. This is what it looks like. So, so I had used this very consistently and heavily for a couple of years. The tassel's really frayed and kind of ugly now because of how heavily it got used. So at one point earlier this year, I'm forgetting exactly when, but I found this mala in Sedona that I decided I wanted to start working with, and I retired this one. And so I just put it in my power object bundle. And it's just been in there this whole time. I haven't used it. And I've also been using these power objects a little less this year than I have in previous years. I've still gotten them out from time to time and used them in different spiritual processes where it felt appropriate, but I'm not using them a whole lot. But I carry the bundle with me almost everywhere I go if I'm doing, spiritual work, like going to the hot springs or going to the Hanuman temple or other temple spaces. So, so today I was seeing this bundle and I felt called to get it out and hold it. I thought, oh yeah, this would be really beautiful and supportive right now. This would be beautiful to reconnect with that mala, especially considering how many spiritual processes it had been through with me over the last couple of years. So as I'm starting to open the pouch, I get surprised by something. And I have no way to prove this to you other than just what you're experiencing here right now with me. But all of a sudden, I got surprised by this little bracelet that was sitting with the necklace. And it is an exact replica of the necklace, just like smaller beads. And I'm kind of having this moment of looking at these and thinking, what's going on? Is this a miracle? And it's funny how the human mind wants to go into the figuring out something loop and trying to figure out what happened and trying to backtrack. And so, of course, my mind started doing a little bit of that to say, did I buy this? Where would I have bought this? And why would I have put it in there? And why does it match the necklace? Like exactly, like why are, the beads like the exact match? And also, these sorts of mala bracelets are really not my favorite. I don't buy them that often. I bought this one in Colorado recently at the Lakshmi Babaji temple because there was an important energetic reason for me to have this one. But I generally don't like these big mala bracelets. I generally don't wear them. So, so all of a sudden I'm like, the mother multiplied it. The necklace birthed the bracelet. And this is exactly the type of multiplication that is possible. This is exactly the type of miracle the mother loves to offer and share and loves for us to experience. And this is the type of miracle that surprises you. It's not the type of miracle that is forced or mechanical or, I'm not sitting here saying, look at this thing I'm producing in my palm right now. This is an experience that just happened in a very natural, graceful way, in a beautiful moment where my system like needed to experience a miracle. Like my system has missed certain aspects of the mother's miraculous nature because of certain aspects of negative programming I've engaged over the last few years. And even though I've experienced a lot of miracles and experienced them occurring for others, this one's a little different. It's a little different than some of the others. And it's a really fun multiplication experience. And it's really cool to be able to share the physical object that appeared that was multiplied and to offer it, as a blessing, as an energetic gift for this collective to say, connect with this because showed up in my power object bundle, but it was not there the last time I looked. So, anyway, these are those moments where yeah, the mind also wants to deny and wants to say, no, surely that didn't happen. And that's classic K-lattice or old Earth programming to kind of be in denial, about the miraculous nature of mother, or to be in denial about what's possible, and or to even want, more proof, right? It's like I can't give you more proof other than just this sharing. And so I'm just offering it, as a sharing and as something beautiful that I've experienced that might also be of benefit to you too. And and I also am finding it fun and beautiful that over this last month I was working with the Pearl of the Mother Miracle Codex scroll. Each petal represents a an aspect of consciousness coding that comes together to allow for that full miraculous state of grace that is the mother. And the Baba lineages are on that scroll, along with a few other uh, important codes. And you'll also notice some of the father mother balancing that is present on this scroll as well. And the words Sa Ta Ra and Sa Ma Ra, Divine Father, Divine Mother, on the alternating petals. What is depicted are the seven solar jewels of Ra to complement and harmonize with the petals of Hathor. And so I've been doing some work related to the Hathor Ra Codex and that blueprint of divine union, that blueprint of masculine feminine balancing that allows for miraculous flow and multiplication to occur. So so this very long-term process I've been navigating has been a consciousness reclamation process on a scale that surprised me, that I didn't remember I signed up for when I first started it, but a process that has led me in a way that has been about the mother's grace and about remembering the mother's grace and about remembering the states of gentleness and openness and receptivity and unconditional love that allow the mother's miracles to flow in the most beautiful ways. So that's what I wanted to share. I don't have a whole lot more beyond this to share today, but to offer this as a Navaratri transmission to say thank you to the Divine Mother, to the universe, for divine feminine wisdom, for the remembrance of divine feminine wisdom on earth, for the embodiment of that in beautiful ways that are free from fear and control and power uh, struggles or power over dynamics to allow the true state of the mother to produce the multiplication of all that is good, true, and holy. So maybe we can take a moment together to just be in silence and just kind of breathe into everything that was just transmitted verbally and energetically. I'm feeling some beautiful joy and bliss right now, which is always a sign of beautiful unification of energies and flow of the mother's good in miraculous ways. So thank you for being in this space today and allowing me to give a miracle update and transmission wearing rainbow bunny ears because miracles are supposed to be fun. Let's just remember that. We're supposed to be having fun. And when we have fun, then miracles happen. So that's also part of our embodiment of divine feminine wisdom is to let go of a lot of the heaviness that has come with different spiritual lineages and religions on earth and to say that a lot of what has been taught actually kind of keeps us in states of separation. And so we have to be careful about that. We have to be careful about uh, what teachings and wisdom we're taking in because the mother wants us to play. She wants us to be free. She wants us to be joyful. She wants us to experience love and she doesn't want us to stay in states of separation or fear or diminishment or limitation. And and it is our consciousness that moves out of those states of fear and limitation by uh, being very willing to look at ourselves and being very willing to look at the programming we're carrying and being very willing to look at the ways in which we can come back into a more graceful, joyful, free, lighthearted, playful experience of reality. So, blessings. This Navaratri, may you find your way to your most miraculous, fun, free, beautiful path. And may we all be free from imposed states of limitation. May we experience the Mother's Garden in beautiful ways. May we experience her overflow of good and the abundance that is the love of the Mother. May we experience the love of the Mother in every way possible. I hope you have a beautiful rest of Navaratri if you are celebrating and following along. If not, carry this with you every day because every day is Mother's Day, every day is Navaratri. Um, and I'm excited about being able to share this with you. I'm grateful. It feels really fun. It feels really fun and freeing also to be able to share this sort of miracle and to have been surprised by it in a really fun, cool way. The mother loves to surprise and delight us. So we should stay open to those surprises, those delights, and say thank you for more. Thank you for more multiplication of good. Thank you for more delightful, joyful, beautifully surprising experiences that uplift us and make us feel joyful and excited about life and passionate about what's possible. And thank you to the Divine Mother, to the Divine Father for showing what is possible and bringing that experience to us in this way today. Okay, with that, I'll be back at some point soon. This was not a planned transmission. It was an impromptu one that wanted to happen. But I'll be back at some point with some more transmissions. I do want to follow up on the House of Hathor toning work that we started about a month ago, whenever that was. So we'll be back with more of that. I've just needed a little space to continue my process and allow the miraculous flow to guide me. So I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.